The debate around data centers sweeping across the country, with costs and energy concerns topping the minds of taxpayers and ratepayers. And this is obviously a debate that's going to increase with the ongoing construction and development of artificial intelligence and the amount of data that's going to be needed there, but also the amount of energy and other natural resources being used to cool data centers and store power for data centers. But a recent poll out of Wisconsin shows 70% of voters say the cost of data centers outweighs the benefits. At thecentersquare.com, you can also read about Florida looking to prohibit government agencies from signing non-disclosures with large load customers. Plus, in Michigan, there's a bipartisan proposal to halt construction of all new data centers. In New York, green groups are urging the governor there to have a 3-year ban on new data centers. And in Georgia, the Senate passed a bill ending tax breaks for data centers. A collection of different types of coalitions joining together to stand up and fight against what they see as a lot of money of taxpayer subsidies or tax breaks with little actual benefit, plus the demand on energy. Now, some other stories you'll find across the country at the Center Square talking about data centers and the cost of energy in this equation. In Washington State, Carlene Johnson reports Puget Sound Energy asking the Washington Utilities and Transportation Committee to approve its plan to increase its electric bill rates by nearly 30% and gas bills for nearly 20% by 2029 for residential ratepayers. Data center construction, to keep up with the energy-hungry demands of artificial intelligence, is also putting strain on that system. Now, a bill was moving rapidly through the legislature seeking to hold data centers accountable, placing the burden on securing resources on operators of those facilities. Mary Dye, a Washington legislator, warning about what's to come for ratepayers.
And so they anticipate they will need at least 2,000 to 3,000 miles of new transmission to bring all that unreliable energy to market in the Puget Sound. So if you think this doesn't make sense, you're right. It doesn't make sense.
The reliability of energy, a major concern amongst ratepayers, as some states are moving towards so-called renewable energy like wind and solar and even battery storage. In Virginia, the Center Square's Charlene Guerrera reports lawmakers examining infrastructure demands tied to Virginia's expanding data center industry, including electricity and water usage to cool large computing facilities. Virginia, particularly Northern Virginia, hosts the largest concentration of data centers in the world. A joint legislative audit and review commission reports in Virginia also suggests lawmakers consider allowing local governments to require data centers develop to submit in water use estimates to the city and consider water demand when reviewing zoning and special use permit applications for data centers. The Center Square's Darren Svan reports in Louisiana, a Shreveport data center is in limbo. Stack Infrastructure moving forward with Amazon-related development at 2 project sites near Shreveport and the city's planned data center. That's sitting in limbo amid civil litigation against the mayor and the city council. That legal action shifting priorities toward the rural centers, and contractors and vendors, they're exploring initial opportunities around early site build-outs for data centers, with additional meetings and even litigation continuing. A hearing scheduled March 23rd in the First Judicial District Court to consider dismissing that litigation. But at stake for Shreveport is the promise of sales tax revenue, more jobs, and substantial investment dollars.